Hey, my true seekers, how are you guys doing? Welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. So, welcome, guys. Welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Yes, indeed. So, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. I see that my girl, Starbucks Love, is in the house. She says, please hit the like button as you make your way in. And also, Minister Terry Lewis says, please subscribe to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. So, guys, yes, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Like I said in here, we are grown folks. We don't have time to tickle anyone ears. I wanted to go ahead and do a pre-record, which most likely I might just go ahead and start doing the pre-record because just like I said, I don't get enough to come on my live. So, I think I just might just go ahead and do some pre-records and stuff like that. Just like I used to do. It's just that, when it comes to all the editing and stuff as you see. But yes, guys, as you can see right here by the title, I want to go ahead and talk about all the immigrants, how they are flooding when it comes to New York City, and not just New York City. Like I say, it is everywhere. It is very, very bad, man. I mean, I want to go ahead and read some of the data that I saw, where just in New York alone, where they had spent almost 1.45 billion. Yes, 1.45 billion dollars, guys, and that's just in 2023, and we right here now in 24. So just imagine when the data comes out in 2025. So we're going to go ahead and talk about all that because this right here, this is real. This is very serious. And I think, when it comes to us, we need to start asking questions. We can't not just be, mesmerized just because, how a person look or the color that person is, because, that's not going to cut it, especially when you got to go home and you got to see your children being hunted down like sheep for the slaughter, or, your husband and your family is, going through hell, and the crime rate is just, I mean, just out of control, and we got more prisons, being built than we have hospital schools. And those are the type of questions, when it comes, you know especially when it comes to our community. These are the type of questions that we should ask. So before I continue, guys, let me make sure that I do my copyright disclaimer, because you know how these haters are, a bunch of haters, when they don't like what you say on your channel. And like I say, I am a very small channel, but very effective. The right people, trust me, is watching, because it does not make no sense how they can come on and want to attack your channel. But like I said, if you looking for something that's going to accommodate you, then just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and find that channel. I'm pretty sure that you're going to go ahead and find it. So let me make sure I get this out quick, because this is the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. And also, fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. And like I said, guys, do not get mad with the messenger. If you can't stand the heat, then you get out of the kitchen, okay? I also sees that Tina Love is in the house. Hey, Tina. Tina says, hey, Lady D and Chat and Mize. How are you doing? Uh, yes, indeed. Also, she says it's unbelievable what's going on in New York City in my hometown. And I can't even take my children to see a play on Broadway. They looting businesses. The crime is horrible. Oh my God. And I was watching a lot of clips on TikTok and seeing all the stuff that is happening, especially how these immigrants are just coming in. I mean, just coming in by the droves, and we're going to talk about that and how they giving them vouchers and giving them five-star hotels and even giving them food, and the food they don't even want it. They taking the food and trashing it in the trash can. You hear me? Trashing it in the trash can, throwing the food in the trash can because it's not the food that they used to eating, fighting it and throwing things. But like I said, when it comes to all this right here, nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. You guys, think that you shock what you are seeing, but all it's just doing is just going back around. How you think that colonization happened? Come on, guys. Like I say in here is critical thinkers. How do you think colonization happened? It had happened because, like I said, people, whoever, is pushing them into certain places, and what they doing? All it ends up is pushing you out. And before you know it, we got an ethnic cleansing, a genocide. Because it does not make no sense, because that right there, like I said, it leaves a stain, especially in those communities. And the thing about it is that they dumping them into poor communities that already is going through a lot. Already the unemployment, housing, homeless, but yet they are getting people by the busload and just bringing them in. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Hey, Woo. Miss Woo is in the house. She says, Lady D and Chat, how are you doing? Tina also says, you ain't lying, just wasting food, trashing the hotels. And we do that. We get arrested. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. But like I said, charity, it belongs in home, right here on home first before it spreads abroad. But the thing about it is that they are bringing these people in, because I was watching some clips when some it was Indians, yes, Indians was crossing the border, and the news reporters was saying, how did you guys come to the United States? They say we walk. Now, come on now. How the heck you gonna walk way from India, all the way to the United States? The tennis shoes is not worn out, not dirty, they clean. Come on. Like I said there and say, the system is not messed up. The system is only doing what the system is designed to do. And we're going to go ahead and talk about all that. I wanted to make a video because, I wanted to edit, because sometimes we need to see it in order to believe it. Also, Tina says, you see, Chicago is a mess. We have to think about policies that are for us, not against us. Absolutely. And I want to go ahead and play a little small clip when it comes to Kamala Harrison, when she was talking to some of the reporters, and it's like she was just like she was dumbfounded, didn't even claim that she didn't know what the reporters was talking about. And most likely that's why you don't see Kamala Harrison sitting down with reporters, because she don't want to attack those policy issues. And I was watching on CNN where some it was a black girl was talking about, she like Kamala policies, but I was saying, where are the policies? We've been looking. We still looking. We got almost, I think, 80 days before, everything start getting really serious. So we want to know, what are the policies, if anything, for us? Yes, just for us. Because everybody, they can get a piece of the pie except us. Make it make sense, okay? Make it make sense. I see Terry Jones says Real Talk with Lady D isn't lying about immigrants being imported. Absolute imported. Um, Tina says now they are illegally entering through Canada. Wow. Also, Ms. Wu says that the Biden administration failed at protecting the border. Absolutely. But like I said, I want my people to wake up. I want my people to wake up, because a lot of stuff that was taught to us was nothing but a whitewash lie. I truly believe, everything is just coming back around. And how they had, and we're going to call them exactly what this is, what we see. We see a bunch of invaders, and that's exactly how they did it in the beginning. These invaders had came to on land that this did not belongs to them, and they took everything that was not nailed down, and they were invaders, and that's exactly how they was able to colonize, because we let any and everything in, and before you know it, they done sit there, and they don't wipe you out. So if you continue pouring and dumping all this into an already impoverished community, spending billions of dollars saying that they going to build shelters, why would you spend billions of dollars to build shelters? If anything, just go ahead and import them people, get them back out, and spend that money right into the community that you are dumping these people in. But the minute you wants to say, the crime is so high. Well, you can't even focus on what's really going on, because the stuff that you guys are doing. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Let me go ahead and play this little small clip, and then we're going to get into the rest.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
Now look right there. Now I know you guys saw this clip about 1,000 times. Okay, so the reporter said, she kept saying, "We've been to the border. We've been to the border," and then he said, "Have you ever been?" He said, "Well," she said, "Well, I haven't been to Europe." Europe. What does Europe have to do with the things that's in the United States? We're talking about the issues, the crisis that we have right now in the United States, not in some other country. And like I said, we're not talking to no dummies, and they're not going to treat us like dummies anymore. Those days are long over. Like I say, this is a whole new generation. The same things that you thought that you got away with our grandparents, our ancestors, with this generation right here, you're not going to get away with it, because they're going to call you out for it. Now tell me someone, and not only someone, an attorney, very smart, but it's like she could not comprehend what this reporter was telling her, which she could have. It's just that they don't care about that. They don't care about that. And I promise you guys, it's not going to get better. If anything, it's going to get worse. And when I say something, you can take it to the bank. All you seeing right now is just going back around in circles. So if you know that it's going back around circles and nothing is new under the sun, when someone gonna say the buck stop here? Now we already know how they invaded, like I said, the cankerworms, the palmer worms, the locusts, and the caterpillars, these pestilence. We already know how they invaded when it came to our ancestors. We already know how everything took place, how they took everything that was not nailed down. And if they could have took the stuff that was nailed down, they would have took that, including they took us. Do you want to go back to that? Do you want to go back to that when God already done brought you out? So if the Most High God already done brought you out, why are you continue allowing the same cankerworms, the palmer worms, the locusts, the caterpillars to come and suck you up dry? When someone gonna say, no, the door is closed? When someone is going to say the door is closed? And I promise you, those jokers is not going to say anything because they are the ones that's eating the children's bread. And we got these gatekeepers that's helping them to come in. Like I said, you got to be careful of these wolves in sheep clothing. Now, how the heck you going to say, well, I never been to Egypt, not Egypt, Europe. I never been to Europe. Europe does not have anything to do what's on American soil. We have a crisis right here, guys. So let me go ahead and play some more.
I don't understand the point that you're making.
What's funny? What's funny? This is not funny. We got our young kids coming out of public schools, going directly into the prison pipelines. We got fathers being stripped away from their families, incarcerated. We got so much homeless people. What's funny? But yet you still pouring thousands and thousands of people into that community. Make it make sense. These people have their own country. We still asking, how long? We still in our house robbing Peter to pay Paul, living from paycheck to paycheck. And if you can spend billions of dollars on people that's coming into the United States illegal, where's that money coming from? Where is that money coming from? And like I said, they say, guys, my channel is not for everybody, and I'm not going to change it. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing our people still falling for the same okie dokie. Oh, it's going to get better. Just keep hope alive. A change is coming. Guys, how long we been in this? And haven't seen not one thing that's just for us, which they already came out now because you know they bold now. They very bold. I'm not going to do nothing just for black people. Well, if you're not going to do nothing just for black people, why are you taking taxpayers' dollars? Why are you taking taxpayers' dollars and pouring it into somebody else's community, their pockets, their country? Billions, trillions of dollars. People that never set foot on American soil. The stuff that you pouring money into, the stuff that you became alliance to, you vowed to, it didn't happen on American soil. And you guys can't get mad with me. Don't come and try to sit there and say, I can't believe this. She's saying this. I'm just a messenger. Nothing that I make up. All this right here, go and research and check it out for yourself. Do a fact check. Like I said, listen to me. Listen to what the prophetess is saying. Nothing is new under the sun. We're going to keep going around and around and around until someone say enough. Because if it happened to our ancestors, if it happened to our forefathers, if it happened to our grandparents, what makes you think that it's not going to happen to this generation right here? What makes you think? How do you think that our ancestors end up in the predicament that they are today. Lost everything. Everything was taken away from them. How did you think it happened? It had to have been the outsiders coming in. And we let them in. So, like I say, nothing is new under the sun. They come in with a smile. They coming in telling you, look, this got to happen. If you don't do this, then this is gonna happen. We doing it. And then before you know it, they done stripped us they done stripped us dry. They done stripped us dry. They left us desolate in a dry and barren land. Everybody gets to eat except us. Don't you know Africa is one of the richest continents? They got you thinking that when it comes to Africa, Africa is the poorest country. Don't you know just the United States alone and maybe 12 more different countries can sit right there in the continent of Africa, and it will look like the United States would look like it would look like a peanut, a dot. Africa is big. Don't let that little small map fool you. Africa is huge. And it just don't stop at Africa, because if you really want to know how to rightfully divide the word of God, the Most High God has given us dominion over the entire planet. Without us, nothing will exist. We are the lifeline to everything that exists. Wherever they came from, they didn't have resources. They didn't have resources. And that's why they was able to come in and uproot everything where we were. And we don't question none of that. But let it be something that black on black, or something that's dealing with the entertainers or these reality shows. We're going to make 101 videos and we're going to question stuff like that. But we're not questioning how these people are working overtime on us. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Terry says we must remember every wolf will eventually come out if sheep clothing. Absolutely. But we know it's a wolf in sheep clothing now. He said you're going to know them by the fruits that they bear. So why are we continue allowing this wolf in sheep clothing to sit there and eat us and spit us out? Make it make sense. Why are we keep putting ourselves in harm's way? Oh, well, we going to the lesser of the evil. Well, we going to the lesser of the evil. I could have thought evil is evil. Do you think just because you going to the lesser of the evil that it's going to spare you? All you doing is just making them much bigger than what they already is. I'd rather know you a snake than you sit there and hide behind sheep clothing. Make it make sense. Tina says she always laughing because she's not affected by what's going on. California still hasn't recovered from the policies. The hidden hands know they can control her. Yep. Some old stuff. Absolutely. 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 That's just a cover up. When you can't get your thoughts together, you're going to either laugh it out or joke it out. But well, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We ain't got time to laugh. We ain't got time to bug dance. We ain't got time to coon. We're talking about this is a crisis. And if we continue going through the same stuff that we've been going through, yes, they're going to wipe us out. Yes, it's going to be an ethnic cleansing. Sooner or later, it's going to be like coins, like rare coins. Especially when you see a black person, especially a dark melanated black person, you're gonna sit there and say, you're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shocked to see this melanated dark person, because when they get through with it, it's gonna be like an ethnic cleansing. The only time most likely you might see a very dark person, either we going back to, like I said, nothing is new under the sun, gladiators, which, we don't call them gladiators. They're going to be athletes, some dealing with sports. That's most likely the only time you might see a very dark melanated man. But you're not going to see a dark melanated man just walking down the street, or a woman. Why you think they sitting there, they using these silly women? Like I said, you talking to a true prophetess. Why you think they are using these silly women, saying the woman rule the world? No, you don't rule the world, because God is a God of order. And God is not changing. And I'm talking about the Most High God. But it's sad, guys, that we seen all this right here is playing out. But the thing about it is that nothing is new under the sun. We've been through this. Our ancestors been through this. How they sat there and came in with a few blankets, or the Bible came in, went ahead and whitewashed that. Came in and given stuff that was already ours, just took it and pleasurized it. Took it and just sat there and just put their spin on it. Just like with all the designer clothes, with Versace and Fendi, Louis Vuitton. Don't you know the prince came out of Africa? Yes. Versace, that came out of Africa. Those prints came out of Africa. They went in and they took it and made millions, billions of dollars off of something that they took. And then when I did some research, take guess what they said. They said they was just borrowing it. So if you borrowing it, why are they living in huts and you living in sky-rising apartments? We buying back something that already belongs to our people. Make it make sense. All they doing is what you call refurbish. That's it. That's it. And I know you guys don't want to hear it. And the only ones that's going to attack, and that's our own people, because they are some silly sheep. They are some silly sheep, because they figure long as they can get a few crumbs here and there, it's all right with them. They don't care about nobody. They don't care about, we got thousands and thousands of immigrants coming into the community and pushing them out. That's exactly what's going to happen. Because they going to sit there, they got to have a job. They can't just stay on the side of the road. The kids got to go to school. So who you think is funding all that? The taxpayers. The taxpayers, okay? Ms. Wolf says, not to mention the money going to Ukrainian. Yes. Billions of dollars are going out of a country that claims that they broke. Make it make sense. Claim that they don't have enough money to give us reparation. But yet, they have enough money to pour out to somebody else. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. And thank you for the cash apps, guys. Tina Love says, I had a feeling all along that the plan was always to sit bottom down. You tell it, D, because I've done the research. You are so right. Absolutely. Like I say, the word is not hidden. The word is not hidden. The word is only hidden to those that are lost. those that love dipping and dabbing in things of the world. And when they do research, they research of how to tear each other down, or all this drama and all this gossip and all this entertainment. Like I say, all that stuff is just a distraction. But what if we got these YouTuber lawyers, these YouTubers, therapists, or whatever they want to call themselves? What if you, investigators, what if you start going and do a research of all the stuff is going on right now, of how these people are working overtime on us? What if we start doing research on that? I promise you, you're not going to like what you see. You're going to be surprised. And that's the reason why they put all that foolish stuff in front of us, because they know when we start waking up and start researching and start figuring things out, because they already know, I promise you, their kingdom will come crumbling down. Those demons will tremble. And that's why they got us out there and sitting there fighting, whether she's black or whatever she is. Well, whatever she is, we know she's not us. And it doesn't matter. What about the policies? Do she have our best interests? We don't have to worry about and fight if she's black or if she's white. Like I said, you would know them by the fruit they bear. You would know where her stance at, how she feel when it comes to the black race. It's who she sleep with. That tells you all. Not who helped her to get to where she needs to get. And I'm not just talking about her. I'm talking even when it comes to Donald Trump. It's time for us to stop looking for these politicians to sit there and open the gate for us, prepare the way for us. It's time for us to start doing for ourselves. And we can do it if they leave us alone. Stop sitting there every time we get one step ahead. Then you sit there, you try to throw us back 3 or 4 steps back. How you throwing us back? You throwing us back when you sitting there, you pouring these people into our community. Most likely don't even have their vaccination shots, don't know what type of diseases they have. And that's exactly how it happened in the beginning. How you think that America won over our indigenous people? How you think they won the war? It's not just with guns. It was with diseases. When they sat there and brought blankets and their stuff, whatever they brought, that's what wiped out our indigenous people. That's the reason why we lost the war. Not just because of guns. No, it was not because of that. It's because of diseases. So you bringing these people into an already impoverished community. Healthcare is very poor. And bringing outsiders in, what you think is going to happen? Come on, guys. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. I don't give a care if I got 2 or 3 in here. Somebody here. Guys, like I say, this is a fixed fight. The system is not messed up. It's only doing what it's designed to do, and that's real talk. Tina says, I had a feeling all along that the plan was always, I just read that one. Let me read it again. I had a feeling all along that the plan was always to sit, bite them down. You tell it, D, because I'm done the research. You are so right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I say, Google have a huge search engine. And sometimes we got to watch Google now because Google's starting to sit there and whitewash things. Sometimes you just got to, have a spirit of discernment or go back to the libraries, do it the old time way, because I've been messing with a lot of AI and some of the stuff with AI. You got to check that. Even they come back and say, "Oh, I apologize." Yeah, you know you were sitting there trying to give me some misinformation. I already knew the truth. I just was sitting there seeing how you was going to sit there and put it together. Oh, I apologize. Yes, that's what AI tell me. Like I said there and say, guys, they not gonna let off of us because they know that when it comes to the black man and the black woman, they know who we are. They know who we are. It's just that we don't know. But until we start waking up and start realizing who we are, I promise you, you're going to see them demons tremble, honey. Absolutely. Tina says she pushes population control too. Absolutely. Because this is what I call ethnic cleansing. They feel that it's overpopulated and we are a threat to them. We've been a threat to them since the beginning, since they invaded us. Like I said, 2045 cannot come fast enough. 2045 cannot come fast for that. Now go Google that, guys. Go Google 2045. Like I said there and say, honey, we go out there, the sun bask in our skin, our melanin. That's why we need to stop sitting there trying to zap it out. Stop trying to bleach it because you're going to need that melanin because that melanin is what's protecting us. They even trying putting it in computer chips or doing research because they know they need that melanin, especially when it comes to climate warming. They have done a lot. And it's going to be a time you think it's hot now. I mean, they go outside, you're going to see blisters and boils and I'm not being racist. I'm stating facts. So stop trying to be something that you are not. Be happy with who you are. Because like I said, we are connected to nature. We are the salt of the earth. And that's real talk, guys. Plain Face Pretty Berry says, just joining Lady D and hello everyone else in the chat. Enjoyed the Bible study as well. Yeah, thank you for being a part of our Bible study on Wednesdays, guys. Eagle Soren and Hi and I, and also on Sundays, okay? Tina said, tell it, Lady D. Absolutely. Like I said, I'm just a messenger. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody. Yes. About somebody that can save anybody. It's time for us to wake up, guys. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to shake off of these grave clothes and come out of her. It's time for us to unite. It's time for us to stop sitting at the feet or at the table, Roland Martin. We don't want the table. Why would we want the table? We want to own the whole house because it's ours. We want the whole house. Terry says, we must remember prison is still a prison, even if you get all your physical needs met. Absolutely. And we are in prison. Everybody sitting there saying, oh, we're going to go back into slavery. We are ready. It's modern day slavery. It's just that you haven't felt the effect yet, but it's coming. You will feel it, I promise you. If you don't stop doing what you're doing. And start training our own people. And stop looking at them to sit there and be Captain Saver. Do you think these people are going to try to sit there and rescue you? No. These people trying to sit there and wipe you out. And that's real talk, okay? Ms. Wu says the answer is that is no. Absolutely. Your blanket infected with the pops. Absolutely. Tina know exactly what I'm talking about. Tina know exactly what I'm talking about. And all this stuff right now is just coming back around again. And we still sitting there and falling for the same okie dokie. And we ask the Most High God, how long, Lord? How long? When are you going to pop out of the sky? When are you going to come rescue you? God said, didn't say. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over. You keep still nailing me back to the cross. You're still doing the same thing over and over and over. I'm sending my messengers, but you still sitting there falling for these okie dokie hocus pocus stories. Nothing is new under the sun. Just like Tina said, how they gave us the blankets with smallpox. That's what wiped us out. That's what's wiped out our ancestors. And after they started mixing with them, didn't know what to do with them. First they was half breeds. Then they became mulattoes. Then they became Indians. Now they Native Americans. Didn't know what to do with them. Threw them and gave them their little separate little community, little spot, little reservation. Some of you guys might know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you guys might know exactly what I'm talking about. And I promise you, just like it happened then, the next generation, maybe about 4 generations down, if we don't sit there and say enough is enough, they're going to be saying the same stories that we are saying today. They're going to be saying the same stories. Oh, they send these invaders into these small, impoverished communities and wipe them out. Wipe them out. Well, how did you let them? How did you let them? Because we got these gatekeepers, these Uncle Toms that sold their own people, just like we got these people today. I be watching and reading some of the comments. Oh, your own people in Africa sold you out. Your own chief sold y'all out. And about 4 generations down the line, they're going to be saying the same thing. Oh, your own people in your own community sold you out. Your own mayors, black mayors, and all of them sold you out. We're going to be saying the same stories. Can't you see it? Y'all guys don't see it. It got to take somebody, with, a big old huge platform in order you guys can understand what I'm saying. But that's all right, because God said they understand. Just like you had understand when a reporter was talking to you, Kamala Harrison, but you played dumb. You knew exactly what that reporter was talking about. And then we got people right now, just because it's a small platform. Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. Oh, yes, I know. It's just hurting your ears. It's just that your ears are bleeding. But like I said, in here, we ain't going to pacify no babies in here, honey. We not going to pacify no babies because you guys understand exactly what I am saying. It's just that you guys are some stiff-necked people.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, I
haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been
Just answer the question. Answer the question.
to Europe.
Would you call the border secure?
The border is secure.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border is secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
America!
Just look at that. Just look at that. It's sad when you live so comfortable that you don't know what's in your own back door. You live so comfortable that you don't know what's in your own back door. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's it. You're right. That's what she's being sarcastic because she understands. She understands exactly what was going on. But like I said, it's not being poured into their community. They need to sit there and take these buses with all these immigrants and go and dump them on their lawn in their community and see how it feels. See how it feels. And like I say, guys, ain't no changing over here. So you might as well go ahead and unsubscribe and unlike whatever you want, because ain't no changing in here. Because I'm going to say what thus says the Lord, okay? And I'm not changing for no one. And that's real talk. So let's go ahead and see the stuff that is going on in New York, okay? Thanks to one of my mods that sent me some of the reports, okay? But let's see what's going on right in New York City. Has spent billions of dollars to help the migrants in recent years, including providing shelter, food, and services. And that's alone was in 2023. New York has spent 1.45 billion $1.45 billion on migrants and expect to spend 9.1 billion in 2024. And where we are right now, we is in 2024. So just imagine when they put this data out, and we now is in 2024. I want to know how much did they spend already when it comes to these migrants right there, and that's in New York alone. And where is that money coming from? The money is coming from taxpayers. And in 2025, to house them, New York State's also planned, that's on top of the 9.1 billion in 2024. They also plan to spend 4.3 billion between 2022 and 2026 on emergency spending for asylum seekers. Wow. And that's just most likely a rough draft. All that money right there, billions of dollars, and is spent in New York on migrants. Just think about if that money was poured into that community for the people that's already was living in that community. Just imagine how New York would come up. New York already overpopulated. So why are they pouring in, bringing in more migrants? Make it make sense. Like I say, when it comes to the system is not messed up. The system is only doing what the system is designed to do. Tina says, I saw a report where they were talking over people vacation homes. Wow. And they will take hours too if people don't wake up. My God. Like I said there and say, it's not going to get better, guys. If anything, it's going to get worse. And you talking about the two lesser evil? Evil is evil. Evil is evil. Tina also says, can you imagine if they gave us $30,000 each? But no, because they know we built a business down payment on a home. They won't do that for us. Absolutely. Just imagine right there alone, if they would have gave us $30,000 of the billions of dollars that they are spending on these migrants, not to mention the money that they're sending into other countries. But if they give us $30,000, I would say $30,000 a month, and let us be able to build our own business, right in our own communities, and you leave us the hell alone, I promise you're going to see a change. And that's exactly what we need to do. We need to tell these people, put the money where your mouth is. Show us the money. Show us some action. Don't show us come in our community with all that talking. Because cheek and tongue will say anything. The mouth will say anything. But what if right there into these communities, give every last person $30,000 a month to start their own businesses. They have to have some kind of plan, have some type of proposal set up in place. If we give you $30,000, you have to, from the dime down to the dime, what you going to do with that money. And if you have a proposal, this is what I'm going to do with this money, then they should be able to cut the checks. Now, if they sitting there don't have no plan of what they're going to do with the money, they're going to just go and give it back to the system. No. But if they have a plan that's set out of what they're going to do with that money to build back their community, then I think that's exactly what needs to be done, because we do not want these daggone politicians to sit there and come into our community, take our votes, take our resources and put it somewhere else, but yet they pour their garbage. And that's exactly what it is. Pour their garbage into our communities and clean us up dry. Make it make sense. If you don't get mad, then you deserve exactly what's coming to you. Terry says, real talk with Lady D. Please remember the slickest talker will put in a word of distraction into a conversation to take a person's focus off the care of the conversation. Don't listen to what they say. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's true. They slick talking, but this generation is not going to fall for the hokey dokies. They're not going to fall for the hokey dokies. Not this generation right here. Ms. Wu says, and we have Americans sleeping on the streets, families that can't pay their rent, buy food, or afford transportation. This is pathetic. Absolutely. And I had pulled up a lot of clips to talk about, to show you guys, because sometimes we got to show our people. I was watching so many different videos, homeless, young kids. And I'm not talking about just old people. I'm talking about young kids, homeless, living off the grid, taking electricity off a plant. They living by a plant, electric plant, and they getting electricity from that. Young people. I was watching videos how young kids, kids in high school, junior high, soon in a minute they come out of school, they go and live in their cars, their parents' cars are under the bridge. And I'm talking about U.S. citizens. I'm talking about people that was born and raised right here on American soil. I'm not talking about people that's coming in and try to get a piece of the apple pie or the American pie. I'm not talking about those type of people. I'm talking about people that was raised, people that was born on American soil and coming from the school and living under the bridges. Don't know where their next meal come from. But yet we got these migrants. They giving food to them and they throwing it into the trash can. Go and check that out, guys. Go on TikTok and see the food that they didn't even open. They didn't even taste. Threw it directly into the trash can. Pickers being choosers. Make it make sense. Pickers being choosers. Tina says, I was sad when I left New York City, but it was a path God was setting me up for. And thankfully, I relocated to a beautiful place. I can't imagine living in New York now. Absolutely. I was telling my friend, girl, you need to come out. I promise you guys, I never even saw this myself. The stuff that I see on social media, never saw it in my life because we don't have homeless down here. I live in a very small community, and we don't have that. When we see a homeless, We sitting there on Facebook, how to sit there and get that person, off the street, making sure that that person, even we got to get a hotel for that person until we find the necessary resources for that person. We don't have that down here. And they shouldn't either, because the money is there. Yeah, we can spend billions of dollars to build up shelters, house these people in 5 stars hotels, giving them $9,000, $10,000 a month vouchers. Just imagine if we give that money to people that's really needed in New York, that was born and raised on American soil. Make it make sense. Whew. And I love it because, like I say, honey, I'm not changing for nobody, because it's time to shine a light on this right here. It's time to shine a light on this. I can buck dance, and I could entertain y'all with the reality shows and stuff like that. But enough is enough. Enough is enough, honey. These people put all that stuff in place, all that reality stuff. They put it all in place to keep us entertained, to keep us distracted. That's all that is. Immigrants who have recently arrived in New York City may be eligible for public benefits that provide money and Medicare, including cash assistance, provided some money twice a month, not once a month, twice a month, to buy things like toiletries and clothes. So they giving them cash assistance for twice a month, and we can't even get once a month. Medicaid pays for Medicare, medical care like doctor visits and medications. We got our own people right here can't even go to the hospitals to get the care that they need. Can't even go to the dentist. But yet, this is what our tax dollars are paying for. WIC help women, infants, and children buy things like formula or cereals. And like I said, I have a heart, but still of all, God didn't make no fools. These people have their own country. And you cannot come in and infiltrate in something that's already impoverished, because somebody is going to like. Somebody is going to be do without. And as you can see, they taking care of these people, but they're not taking care of the ones that's already on American soil. And now this, guys, like I said, this is not something that I'm making up. I'm not making this up, so don't get mad with the messenger. This is information that is already out there. And just like I did my disclaimer, this is reporting, okay, with information that's already out there. Burial assistance. They even get burial assistance. The Human Resources Administration may provide up to $900 to help pay for a funeral that costs no more than $17,000. Burial assistance. My God. In March 2024, what is that? I don't know what that is. In March 2024, New York City officials also began distributing prepaid debit cards. Prepaid debit cards. They get prepaid debit cards. Lord Jesus Christ. Prepaid debit cards. So what we have to do, we have to leave, become a resident somewhere else into another country, and then come back and be an immigrant back into our own country in order for us to get this type of benefits. A prepaid debit card to migrants' family with children to use for food and baby supplies. The card can be used as I don't know what this is, bogus, bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores. The cards are not linked to a bank or a credit union account. So they must be loaded with money before they be used. So if they must be loaded with money, most likely they don't give them money. Most cards are refilled every 4 weeks. Let me read this again. Most cards are refilled every 4 weeks, and a family of four can receive about $1,000 or $35 per day. Wow. Just imagine if that money will go to the people that are homeless, go to the children that's don't have food on their tables. Just think about it. As a non-U.S. citizen, you have the rights to apply for cash assistance, regardless of an immigration status, and access free interpretation service in your language. So they giving you a 1-800 number or a number to call if you are a non-USA citizen, and you will get all the benefits that you need. Make it make sense. Shame on you. Shame on you, America. Shame on you. Shame on you. Judgment is falling. Judgment is falling. And the thing about it, we not asking these people to show us no policies of what they're going to do for us, just for us. But they got policies set in place, what they're going to do for everybody else. Like I said, everybody is reaping the harvest. Everybody is eating the children's bread except us. How long, Lord? How long? And the thing about it is that nothing is new under the sun. So don't be shocked, Tina. Don't be shocked, guys. Oh, I can't believe this happening. Yeah, it happened already. It's just that we are going back around it again, falling for the same old okie dokie, the same story that had happened to our forefathers, how the invaders came in, the kinker worms, the palmer worms, the locusts, and the caterpillars, and they suck us up dry and left us desolate. And that's how we became slaves. That's exactly how we became slaves. So if you don't want history to repeat itself again, then you say enough is enough. The buck stop here. And that's real talk. Ms. Wool says, not to mention the government pays their cell phone bills. Oh my God, pay their cell phone bills. And I'm scrapping to pay mine. Paying their cell phone bills. Lord Jesus Christ. Do you think that these people have our best interests, guys? Do you really think that these people have our best interests? One woman left her receipt behind. It had $13K in food stamps. Wow. Girl, send me that information. Guys, make sure y'all send me that information. I'm going to report on that. One woman left her receipt behind. It had $13,000. She had $13,000 in food stamps and over $4,000 in cash. Devil, you is a liar, and the truth is not in you. Wake up. Wake up. Like I said there and say, this right here is what I call modern day lynching. And who you think it's going to fall on? It's going to fall right back on us until we sit there and we say enough is enough. Like I say, the kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and we got to take it by force. Why you think that they taking all our people and separating it and got us out there acting a plumb fool? They know who we are. And I'm going to close on this. Like I said, they know exactly who we are. And that's why they go be above and beyond to separate us to demonize us. Got people thinking in other countries that we got the Turk, or however y'all guys say. I don't even know how to say it. So why would I want to vote for something like that? Buck dance. Because they don't take us serious. And they think all of us act like that. No, they only gonna put those type of people on social media. And before you know, they think all black people act like that. No, we are very smart. We are very intelligent. We built everything. We the lifeline to everything exists. Everything that exists. So no, we're not going to continue allowing you guys to ride off of our back. The blacks always have my back. Well, the blacks always have your back. You never have our back. If anything, you take your foot and you push it farther on our throat. Make it make sense, guys. So, guys, look, I am done. That is it. I did my hour. Tina Love say, okay, I will. The video is on YouTube. Okay, Tina. Okay, guys. And thank you, Tina. Thank you, Miss Wu. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Star, for coming in. Thank you guys. Like I said, I thank you guys for coming in because, when you start talking truth and ripping the sheets, you don't get too many people, but that's all right, guys. Say, don't worry about the numbers. Because see, that's how judgment felt on King David. He started looking at the numbers. No, God said there and say, honey, if one can put 500 flight, two can put 10,000. Just imagine what 3 and 4 can put. It's not in the numbers, honey. It's not in the numbers. This kingdom business right here, honey. And I'm going to close on 8. 8 says new beginning, and we are in a new beginning. So on that note, guys, you all be blessed. And like I said, the kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and we got to take it by force. And that's real talk. So you all be blessed.